Hey everyone, it's Chop back at the video, and we're on our altar count here, and I'm going to be picking up where I left off in the previous video. We're going to be starting to build our Ash 12 comp here, which means we're going to be 6-starring Nathalia. The hero promotion event is live. We're going to pick up all those rewards from maxing out these units here. I have a dull potion, so we're definitely going to be working on the Ice Wolf comp here, and I'm also very, very close to Pity here, so I'm going to be summoning for the Legendary, as you can see here. We just have to finish and 6-star Nathalia, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. Pick up our summons and jump into summoning. So we went ahead and finished off the event, got the 3k points, got the 2 summons, and I'm sure most of you could see from the black border on the screen, this video is sponsored by LD Player. They reached out to me and I figured many of you have been watching my streams and seeing me crash on stream or in the videos. And I figured, well, this is the perfect time to try out LD Player, and it has not crashed for me at all in the past 2 days I'm using it. I still have the multi-instance and all the features that I would use on BlueStacks, but it's been running so much better for Ace. So if you are having troubles with some of the other emulators, I highly suggest you run LD Player. It's been working for a lot of people, better than BlueStacks for me, and so I highly suggest you check it out. You can use the link in the description down below. It'll help me out. And also, LD Player is offering 5 advanced summon codes, 20 summons each. So you could join me and maybe getting a legendary of your own. But you're going to have to comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and I will pick out 5 people to get those 20 summons. And thank you, LD Player, for sponsoring this video. Let's go ahead and jump into the summons and see what a legendary we get here. All right, I'm doing these one by one. I'm going to skip the blues. We're not going to crash now that we're on LD Player. But okay, we're starting off with an epic on the second pull here. Let's see what it is. Any sort of really solid epic here is going to help out this account. Celestial Cane, that's what I actually don't have on my main. This is big. It can be used in a lot of Void Tower stages. Especially if I don't get Lunar Melissa, that's going to be a great character for me. Really excited about that. I could also use any of the, kind of fusion materials for Cyrus or Santis or Hacker or those types of characters. But there should be exactly enough summons here to get to the Pity. I think I kind of mathed it out, so I did it exactly when I had enough. Because I didn't want to spend any diamonds on summons here. I wanted to just do it with naturally gained summons. So there's another epic, presumably. Probably not a legendary. I usually go to Pity, so we'll see though. And no legendary, which is not too bad. Another Celestial Cane. Interesting. Okay. So let's just check here. Yeah, we're going to need to use all the rest of the summons to make sure we get that legendary. So there we go, and let's just see what this one is. Okay, so this next one's going to be a legendary. What I'm looking for, I'd love to see a Gengello. I'd love to see a... Honestly, I wouldn't even mind another Evra. I probably don't want another Valyria. Hydrissia would be cool. Blackhorn, those types of characters. Of course, Urian would be awesome. But let's just go see what we're going to get here. I'm pretty excited. All right. This could be an absolute game changer. We're still trying to go for some things in the game, so let's just see here. Evra! We actually got another Evra. I'm actually excited about that. 15% attack is quite nice, so I am not upset about that. It is a little unfortunate because, this is just like a value thing. Like, okay, I'm definitely going to be building out Evra more, so the 15% attack will help out a ton. But it's definitely not as exciting as something like a new legendary. But there we have it. Pretty cool that we're pulling that. And yeah, so let's go ahead and just dump that into the other Evra that we have. Let's just see that real quick. All right, let's get this extra 15% attack. Let's just see here. We're at 3850. And then once we put in the other Evra, we're going to have, let's just see here. Get the extra 15% base attack, and that puts us at 4250, which is actually a massive increase. What was that? 400 attack. That's huge. That'll increase all of our damage numbers by quite significant amounts. So that's really nice to see. That'll help us clear some Void Tower stages and such. I believe we're on stage 11. Yeah, we're on stage 11. So we're going to keep going. Hopefully push as far as we can on stream later today or tomorrow. But first, we're going to have to tackle this Ash 12 comp. So what we're going to be doing is, as we saw earlier, we 6-starred Nathalia. I'm going to be dumping 2 potions into her here because these are the best uses for these epic potions that I have on my account right now. And it'll make the Ice Wolf comp much easier to build. We're probably going to be swapping Evra and Nathalia's or Evra and Valyria's gear over to Nathalia to make sure this Ash comp works. So we're definitely going to be doing that. The speed's going to be a little tough to get to, although we don't need to get too high on speed. So I'm going to go ahead and max out Mary here up to 5 stars and Ice Wolf up to 3, maybe 4 stars. We already have, and also Sandus up to 6 stars as well. So we're going to go ahead and do all that, and then I'm going to come back once we have all that done. All right, so I've been leveling up a ton of the characters so far. I have Santus's glyphs here. I'm going to be maxing hers out in regards to the defense and the speed here. This puts her at pretty high speed, 144, which is perfect. I'm going to be 6-starring her as well as 5-starring Mary. Now, the way this team comp works, for those of you that don't know, it was made by a creator called Andy. He's actually kind of a genius, but basically, we're going to want a specific turn order for this comp. We're going to want Santus to go first, into Mary, into Ice Wolf, into Nathalia, and all of them need to be above the boss except for Nathalia, who needs to be slower than the boss, but faster than the waves. And so we're going to have to specifically speed tune. Now, the question is, do I have the correct gear for all this? Really, the only one that is going to be tough to gear is Nathalia, to be honest. Most of the other gear is very, very manageable with, you know, just plus 15ing if you absolutely need to, some pieces. But we're going to need about 3k HP on our Ice Wolf here. Now, I don't have all the abilities maxed out quite yet on all our characters, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. But first, we're going to go ahead. Okay, we're going to have to level up Mary here. But I don't have her glyphs completely maxed out. I don't think I'll need to. We'll see. But I'm going to go ahead and get this level 50. I'm going to go max out their abilities, and then we're going to start the gearing process here. All right, so we went ahead and maxed out Mary's abilities. Not Santus. Santus doesn't need her abilities maxed out. We're only going to be basic only, so the extra 20% damage isn't necessarily going to matter too much. And so the first one we're going to have to gear out is definitely going to be Nathalia. Now, we might just be able to swap over some gear from one of these characters here. Let's just see here. How much speed are we getting from gear? That's 12 speed there. And that'll put us at 119, which is a little too slow. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to take off all this gear here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then we're going to start gearing out Nathalia here. All right, so I went ahead and swapped myself over to the right side. I've been swapping all over the place, but I wanted you all to see the gearing process here as best as possible. So we're going to go speed or attack percentage here. We're going to need a little bit of speed, which is a little unfortunate because we don't have the Ascension 3. Honestly, actually, before we start gearing, let's just see what epics do we have, because I might buy the potion from the shop. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. That's going to make the gearing process much, much easier. And I believe I have 3k points. Yeah, I have plenty of points. Let's go ahead and buy the potion here, because this is going to make the gearing process so much easier to get this 15 speed. And it's already going to be tough for us. So the 15 speed will remove the whole aspect of having to get some speed on the characters. I'm going to go ahead and test this real quick. 122 doesn't seem like enough to get faster than the waves, but we can definitely see. So I believe 122 speed is not quite enough to go first. So we're going to have to get a little bit of speed, but hopefully we can get that with our substats here in our weapon. Let's just see here. This one's 11 speed with 5% crit rate. This one's 4 speed, crit damage. This one's 3 speed. Okay, so let's just go with this one. Let's just see, actually. Do we have any pieces that are worth upgrading here? This one's crit rate. So we have a couple of pieces that we could try. Let's just go with this one. It's already plus 12. And then we're going to go Amulet here. That puts us 133. That's plenty of speed now. So now we can go pure crit rate and attack. Let's just see here, though. All right, this piece is going to be the best. And then we're going to go crit damage with crit rate, hopefully. This one's 17% crit rate. Nice. This has 6 speed. So that's interesting. I don't think, if we take off this weapon, 128 speed, I don't think that's enough. But let's go ahead and actually just keep this piece on and then pick out the better ring or the other ring. Because this one has 15% crit rate and 6 speed. And this one has 17% crit rate. So we would actually much prefer to run this one if we could. Because it's a warrior set, and then we could swap out the weapon for something better. But we're gonna run that one for now, just to see. We should be able to test it out, but if this works, honestly, it doesn't really matter. So now we're gonna go crit rate here, as much crit rate as we can get. That's 229% crit damage, and then we need a crit rate piece here. That's 14%, 13%. Okay. So this is where, like, something like this, for example, if we were to swap this, let's just, for example, show this. So this is already 3900 attack, 229% crit damage. We can plus 15 the weapon, 133 speed, max crit rate. But if we were to swap over to this ring here, we would gain another 93 attack here. And then we could also run a different weapon here, for example, like this piece. And then that will give us another 280 attack. Or we could run this piece, for example, which would give us another 6% crit damage. We just have a lot more options with running a different weapon if we were able to get that speed on the ring. So we're going to go ahead and build out Santis here next and just see what we got. I prefer a revival set if we can get it, but we're going to see here. We're going to go HP percent. We're going to go focus. So this HP percent defense, focus. Okay, so we're going to go with this one. We're just going to see how it rolls. We're going to take it +7. Let's just see. It rolled attack percentage and flat HP. Okay. This is the only HP percent with focus, so I guess we can continue to upgrade this here. Take it to +9 here. I don't really want to take it above +9. Feels kind of bad to take it above +9 here. So let's just see. Come on. It rolled focus. That's perfect. So we're going to keep it at +9. I'm going to go HP percent here. This is speed defense. This is focus. Okay, we're going to upgrade this one. Definitely. We would like to have a revival set on her. So we're going to take this to +6 here. Probably +9. Rolled focus. Rolled flat defense. Perfect. I really dislike 5-star pieces, so I'm going to feed all of these. If I haven't locked it, I'm just going to feed it. All right, let's go +9. Hopefully roll focus. Hopefully roll defense percentage. Focus. Perfect. Let's go with HP percent here. This is speed. Okay. Maybe we should save that. All right, I guess it's our only 6-star piece. Let's run it. Let's upgrade this. If we're not going to use it for Santis, we're going to use it for Mary. So we're going to upgrade it for sure. Whether or not we use it on Mary or Santis here, it depends on the rolls. 6 speed. Okay. We're going to upgrade it to +9 here, and we're going to keep it on Santis. This is probably going to stay on Santis. But if we need a little bit extra speed, we could swap this over to Mary. Rule flat HP, which is nice. And then we're going to want focus here. We're going to want health. But I want a revival set. So if we can get a revival set, that'd be great. So we're going to go focus. Maybe we can just go HP percent here, actually. Do we have another piece that we'd like? So this is health, defense, speed. I like this piece a lot. Let's go up to +6 here. All right, we rolled health, defense, perfect. And then we can go HP percent here. This one's health, focus, perfect. And we're going to want to take this up to at least probably +12, to be honest, but we'll see. It rolled precision and flat attack. Interesting. It's still better than the other pieces that we have in regards to revival set. And revival set will make this easier and more consistent. Also, if I plan on using her in other areas, I'd prefer a revival set as well. It rolled HP percent. That's perfect. And then we're going to go HP percent here. We're going to keep it at +9 because it didn't roll perfectly. So this one's crit damage, crit precision, and health. Let's upgrade this one because if it rolls precision, if it rolls flat attack and crit damage, this could be a good damage dealing piece. And we may want to use it for a damage dealer in the future. So we're going to do that. Let's go ahead and upgrade. It rolled crit damage and health percentage. Okay. I'm going to roll it up to +9 here. Even though it didn't roll great, but it still got really high stats. It rolled crit damage a second time, so this could be a potentially great damage dealing piece. We're going to keep it on Santis, though. We have 60% focus, which is perfect. 1100 defense, 1600 HP, and we're at +9 pieces here with a revival set, which is nice. Next up, actually, we have to remember what speed Santis is at. So 153. So we need Mary at below 153 here. She's at 129 already. And it would be nice to get her in a revival set as well. So we're going to go speed here, probably. Yeah, so speed. And just pick up any really solid. This is a 6-star. We're just going to upgrade this to +3 here. I think that's all the speed we'll need. So we're going to do that. It rolled focus. So that's 144 speed. Perfect. HP percent. Let's just see. This one's defense, speed. This one, okay. This one's defense crit rate, attack. This one's defense crit damage. I mean, this one's probably the best. It's got defense percentage with crit or flat HP. So we're going to go +6 here. Just see what that's going to be like. Roll crit damage into crit damage. Okay. And then we have HP percent here. Okay, so not 2 grand HP percent pieces that we have available. Maybe we have defense percentage that could be viable. Okay. So this one's a revival set. Let's do this one. So let's go up to 6 here. Rolled attack into flat attack. Okay, is what it is. We're going to go HP percent here. Try to get a revival set. This one's flat HP and HP percentage. Take this to +6 here. We don't really need great gear on Mary. It would just be nice if she could confirm survive some of the things that are coming at her. So we're going to upgrade it a little bit for sure. I prefer a 6-star piece. It's got better base stats, and that's what really matters a lot of the times when you're upgrading elites here. So we're going to take it a +9 here. I don't really care what it rolls, to be honest. I just want the extra base health, or the extra health. Roll double precision and health percentage. That actually works out. So we have the revival set now. Now we can just run this piece. Doesn't really matter. Go ahead and run that piece. So we're at 10k HP, 1200 defense, and we have a revival set. This is perfect. So 144 speed. So now the wolf needs to be needs to get at 140, under 144 speed, but above 140. So let's go ahead and do that. And we need him to be at least 3.5k HP roughly. But we're gonna need a speed set of boots here. And this is Raider set, so we're going to run that one. And we're going to upgrade this. We're going to need to upgrade this quite significantly, honestly. Probably to +12 here in order to get the right speed numbers. So we're going to do that. And it doesn't really matter what the stats we roll. So we're at 108 speed. So let's go Raider set here. So we have no Raider pieces. We have Raider pieces here. Actually, do we have any Raider pieces up here? Sure. Raider pieces here. Any Raider pieces here? Okay. So this is getting a little tough, honestly, to get the right gear, but we're gonna just run this Raider set and have that work. 141 speed, so we have the perfect amount of speed. So now we just need to worry about getting health percentage in the gear. Go ahead and run that, and then pretty much any piece here with HP percent. We can roll this one, sure, why not? And then we're just gonna upgrade the helmet here. We could upgrade the glyphs a little bit, but we're just going to upgrade the helmet here to just +9. It doesn't really matter. Hope we roll HP percent or flat, double HP percent. Okay, so how much HP do we have now? 3,200, so it's a little low. Let's just promote to 4 stars here. That'll help out as well. We don't really care. Like 4 stars, promoting to 4 stars takes very, very minimal effort. So let's just upgrade Wolf here. And they're at 3,600 HP. So that should be good enough. Do we have another wolf here? We do not, but the extra base defense actually is pretty big. So we're going to keep that, and we're going to go attempt the comp. Now, hopefully this works. We're at Ash 1, as you can see. So I may need to manual this up to stage 12. We'll see. But I'm going to go ahead and play up until like stage 10, so then you can watch the last few stages. We're going to go ahead and do this up to stage 10, and I'll be back once we're done with all that. So I went ahead and climbed up to 10, and I've been doing the quests along the way. This is the last one we're going to be able to do because we can't get everyone up to past 150 for my squad here. So I had to do 10 a couple times because the way this comp works is the boss will go, the imps are going to still be alive, sacrifices their HP, and then you kill really quickly. But without being on these later stages, the turnover is messed up, and that doesn't actually happen in practice. We're going to go ahead and try 11 here, as you can see, and hopefully we'll be able to beat 11 here on the first try. It might not be able to be completed on the first try, but we could definitely try, because really the thing that we're looking for is on 12, can Nathalia kill off those imps when we get to the boss? That's the real thing that we're concerned about. We need to be able to have that happen, and we need to have it happen under certain circumstances. For example, the first one would be we need to make sure she is clearing the imps when she gets the duplicate attack up buff, and she replaces it. And also the speed up buff can mess up some people's comps sometimes, so we have to make sure that we're winning on both of those. So I'm going to try to find a run once we get to 12, if we're even able to clear out the imps when we get the duplicate attack buff, just to make sure that it is going to be working. But you can see here, we're taking quite a bit of damage, so we may even need to +12, +15 a helmet here on Nathalia to make sure we have the HP to survive. But you can see here, we just got the crit damage buff up, so we're going to be killing off these imps for sure. And then there goes the flame bomb, and then Santis goes. Cool. And this is one of the reasons why you really, really want Nathalia in between those speeds, because this is exactly what's going to happen. Ash is going to go, sacrifice the HP, and then you're going to survive because of the Mary's invincible. And then you're going to be able to kill off the rest of the imps here with Nathalia. So that's really where the speed buff can mess it up, because if you have the speed buff, you will be able to go before, and then it could mess up some things. So that's definitely can be a concern sometimes. Just gonna go ahead and let this finish. This looks like a complete success, so not too worried about that. There we go. That's gonna be Ash 11. And then the real question is, are we going to be able to beat the imps on Ash 12? So I'm going to go ahead and jump to the boss fight of Ash 12 because we're definitely going to be able to clear the waves. That's not really a question. It's really about whether we can clear out the imps on the boss fight. All right, so here we are. We made it to the boss fight, and we're just going to check to see if we're going to be able to clear these imps. This is really the question of whether or not we're going to be able to beat this. So we're going to just let this ride out. Going to go ahead and let the Ash go. Hopefully we get the attack buff from Nathalia here just to check. We did get the attack up buff, so this is a perfect example to see whether or not we're actually going to be able to clear. So here we go. And let's come on, Nathalia. You got this. Ooh, just barely short. So we are at 33, 4, and 121. So that's going to be an absolute fail. We need to back out. We need to upgrade Nathalia's gear. So let's go ahead and do that. So here we are, and I found a combination that we could get an additional 193 attack here while also keeping our 131 speed. We're going to be at exactly 100% crit rate. We're going to lose a little bit of defense, but gain a little bit of HP, which is nice. And then also, if this is still not enough, plus 15ing this weapon is very, very viable. It's not the best, but it is solid. And I am definitely willing to plus 15 that if we're going to be able to get this Ash comp to work. So we're going to go ahead and try it, go back to the boss fight, and see if we're going to be able to kill the imps now. All right, so we're back on the boss stage, and I'm going to record the first clear. If we do get a buff that's not the attack up buff, I have no doubt that we're going to be able to clear it. Unless maybe we get the speed buff, we'll see. But if we don't get the attack buff and we end up clearing it here, I'm going to go ahead and show a run that when we do get the attack up buff, just to make sure that we're going to clear it 100% of the time. So we're going to see here, we ended up getting crit rate up. So again, this isn't going to be a fail, most likely, because we're going to get an extra 10% damage from that buff. So here we go, and that's going to kill off all the imps there. And then the bomb's going to go out, hit the wolf, and this should be a confirmed win. I don't really see this losing at all, unless we get, I guess, hopelessly unlucky for some way. Like they crit a bunch. I don't know how we could lose this at this point, but we're gonna let this play out because I think this is gonna be a clear. I'm gonna go ahead and let Nathalia just clear off the rest of the imps. Sandus is gonna go apply some more poisons, get the defense down. I don't think Sandus has gotten too many procs of her passive so far, which is good, because it's nice to see whether or not if we proc 0 of Sandus's passive, if we get all the things going wrong, essentially, how it ends up being in the end. So, it's going to be another poison. She landed 2 poisons there. And then the boss is going to go. He's going to heal up. And then we're going to get a bomb on Nathalia, and the boss is going to die. So that's going to be that. I'm going to go ahead and show a run when we get the attack up buff and see whether or not that's going to be a win. But that's pretty cool. We cleared Ash 12 so far. But again, I'm going to go check and see if we get that attack buff, whether or not we're going to be able to clear the imps out. All right, so we're back on the boss fight. And again, we're just going to wait and see if we get the attack up buff from Nathalia. Let's just see here. Hopefully we do. And let's see. It is the attack up buff. Perfect. So let's go ahead and see if she's able to clear off the imps here. Come on, Nathalia. You got this. And we are able to clear off the imps, which is great. So that change, the extra 200 attack was perfect. And then the last thing that we need to check is to see if we're going to be able to clear off all the imps now if we get another attack up buff. So hopefully Nathalia will go ahead and get an attack up buff here. So we can see, okay, she got speed up. So I guess we could see this scenario. Because if you're not able to get another buff there, you're only going to hit 2 of the 3 imps here. And that could be a problem because the imp will take a turn. And then you may lose a lot of your HP. So Nathalia may need to be a little bit tankier here. But, you know, it really just depends. So there we go. And this looks like a win right here. Just barely, 1%. So that's going to be a win. I'm going to test this further, but it looks to be pretty close to 100% consistent. As long as you're getting those 2 things, the first thing is making sure that... Oh, I guess we could stay for this one because... there we go. But as long as you're getting the kill on the imps when the attack up buff goes up, and you're not dying too quickly, then you should succeed in this comp. Now, there might be some validity to upgrading some of Nathalia's gear to plus 15 for her helmet, for her chest piece, but we'll see. I'll see if it ends up being remotely inconsistent. But that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you again to LD Player for sponsoring this video. If you do want to get a chance at those codes, be sure to like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel, and I will pick a couple of, specifically 5 people to get those codes. Check out LD Player if you are struggling with this game. Again, I have not crashed at all, so that's really, really nice because it was actually super rough. I had some crashes in the middle of some of my really, really close to be winning Void Tower battles, so definitely excited to use LD Player here. But thank you again for watching, and I will see you for the next one.